I just received the update for the beta preview of the new 2022 Google Home app. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at what it's all about. So once we open the app, here at the top, you can see that we are on the preview, and here it gives you quick access to your cameras, the different lights that you have set up, and different Wi-Fi devices I have because I do have Nest Wi-Fi. And then down here, it gives you access to all of your favorites. And by default, there's nothing in your favorites, so you can go ahead and customize that if you want. Up here at the very top, you have the option to switch between different homes. So here I have 3 different homes, and then I also have the option to set my home or away status for my home. Down at the bottom, we now have 5 options. We have favorites, devices, automations, activities, and then settings. And then up at the top right, we have our profile. And when we tap on that, it gives us the similar settings where we can change our Google account. We can adjust the home app settings, our Google Assistant settings, and then go to my activity. So let's start right here at the top with the cameras. So if I tap on the cameras, it instantly loads my different Google Nest cameras. Now this will also show the old version of Nest cameras in here, but you do have a few less options. So as you scroll through, I have the Nest doorbell wired here. I have the Google Nest camera battery, and then I have the Nest Hub Max. And down here I have an outdoor Nest cam, and here I have a regular Nest cam. So let's jump in and check out this new camera view. This is something we've been waiting for a long time, so I don't know if it's going to be adjusted from here, but cool that we have the new settings. So right here, you can see the different activities that have been recorded. So I can see that it saw a vehicle there. There it saw that Gwen came to the door. So then it shows you the preview up here at the top, and I can scrub through. So it's great that I have the option to scrub through there. And down here, I can pause. I can go to the next event. And then here, if I hit the menu, I can then save the clip. I can turn off the camera or adjust the quiet time. And I can adjust my familiar faces there as well as the history. So you have a lot of options right there. So here you have a button that will jump to the live view. And then over here on the side, you can switch between the events and the timeline. So here I can scroll through my timeline, and where it isn't showing a line, there was no activity recorded. So it recorded all of those events because of my 24-hour history, but nothing actually happened. Then when we see the line, we can tap on that event and it will show us exactly what the event is showing. And so here we can scroll through and we can see our different events. And it seems pretty good at scrolling through. You can see that it's updating, not quite a smooth scroll like we're used to on the Nest, but again, I think this can continue to improve over time. Let's see if I let it load for a bit, if we can get a smooth scroll. Oh, there we go. So yeah, the longer you stay on this view, it will get more smooth as you go. I really love how quickly it is to scroll through those. I think it looks really great. So now if we tap this right here, we can go to the full screen view. And so right now it's showing in the past. If I click right here, it's going to jump to the live video. And then down here, we have the option to send our quick response. So we have those there. We can talk through the camera right here. So we do need to enable that, going to permissions and then allowing for microphone. So we're going to allow when we're using the app. Now when we go back, so then here we can tap on there to talk through the camera. There it's letting us know that it is listening to us and they can hear us on the other end. And then over here we have the menu where we can turn off the camera, set quiet time, or see the history. So it's really great that we have this new camera view. I think it's gonna work really, really well. And I would say much improvement from the previous Google Home app. All right, let's jump back to our other cameras here. So these two are the new Nest cameras, but here we have a Nest Hub Max where it's linked through the Google Nest app, and so there still is no live history here. Now Google says that it will include all of the previous Nest cameras that are in the Nest app. Those will slowly be brought into the new Google Home app where they have the full functionality, but they're going to do it one at a time, and it's going to take over the next year to be able to complete that full process. So that history will come into the new Google Home app, but it's going to take some time. And so with this camera, we do have the option to talk through it. We can also tap more to turn on and off the camera. And then if we want to view it in the Nest app, we have the option to quickly do that as well. So that is the camera view that we have on the new Google Home app. Now, one more view I want to check out is how it shows the cameras on my foldable phone here on the Z Fold 4. So when I go into the camera, you can see it's much bigger, which is nice, but I like how you can display more cameras on the fold phone. So if I go this way and rotate, you can see that I can see 3 cameras at a time. Previously, I was able to see 4, like here. I like that view. It would be so nice if we could see this on the Nest Hub. Hopefully we'll see that one day. So it's good you still have more cameras on one screen as well. Next we have lighting. So here under lighting, we can see all the rooms and where we have lighting, and then we can see what's on and what's off. So here in my office, if I tap the office, it's going to turn off the lights in my office. And then if we tap on again, it's then going to turn on the lights in the office. Now up here at the top, it's showing all the lights in the house. So if I tap on, it's going to turn on every light in my house, and off is going to turn off all of the lights that are on. So that is really cool, but sometimes I don't know if I want that on button right there. A little too big, and I have too many lights that may not want to be turned on at one time. So be very careful in this menu. Then down here, you can go into each room if you have multiple lights and see what lights are in there. So here I can press on. So I accidentally turned off a light behind me. I can press that light and then get that light back on. So again, you have individual room, you have individual lights in the room, and here you have all lights on and all lights off. Next, we have Wi-Fi devices. So when I tap on there, it's going to jump right into my Nest Wi-Fi settings. So here I have information about my current Wi-Fi connection and the points. Those are great. All points are online. And then here I have 40 different devices available. And then you have your settings like share password, your family Wi-Fi groups, and speed test, and then network history. So other things that you're used to on the other app. These menus are actually very similar to what we've seen before, just this kind of main page has been updated. So here with this favorite section, we can choose exactly what devices we want to have access to right on the home page. Now the cool thing is this will sync to your other devices that have the Google Home app. So if you have a tablet, this will pop up on that screen as well. So we're just going to tap Add Favorites. Up here at the top, you have actions. So one thing you'll notice is the Google Assistant button is no longer at the very bottom of the Google Home app. So if you still want access to that, you can tap Assistant right here. And then you can add broadcast as well as call home. So you can add those back. And if we hit save, you'll see that it has now added those. And if I tap this button right there, it's going to quickly give me access to Google Assistant, broadcast, and call home like we're used to. So then let's go ahead and add a few different devices. So let's go ahead and add the Batcave light here and my office display. And then let's go and add the front porch camera. Let's add the Nest Wi-Fi router. Let's go ahead and add Loft Chromecast. Okay, so we have a bunch of devices that we want on the main screen. So let's go ahead and tap save. And so there you can see it automatically populated with those favorite devices. So here it added the light that I turned on and off right here at the top. So I can simply tap that, turns those lights on, tap again, turns the lights off. And here you can see right there if a device is offline. So I plug that back in. Let's see if that comes back up. Here we have quick view of the camera. So it's nice that I have that full view on this favorites without even going into the camera settings. And then scrolling down here, you can see we have the Nest Wi-Fi router and we have a Chromecast. So if I tap on the Nest Wi-Fi router, again, it's gonna go into the settings there and I can see that it is online. Everything's working properly. If I go to the Loft Chromecast, I can currently see what's playing or what picture is on ambient mode, and that gives me quick access to the remote casting as well as personalizing the ambient display. So if we tap remote, it then allows us to pair and we have the option to do that. So let's go ahead, add a few more devices that we can try out. All right, so here I added a few more and they're again just pulling up right at the bottom. As of now, I don't see a way where I can reorganize these. Maybe it's the way that you input them into the app, but from what I've seen, it kind of just puts some up here, puts a camera, and then puts some different ones down here. And there's no real customization on exactly where they go. Hopefully we will see that come over time, but in this first preview update, that is not available. So here, let's go to a device that doesn't really have any settings. So if you tap on there, and here it just loads up where you can change the name and what room it's in. and the unlink option, which I don't really need that. So if I go back to edit and I want to remove a device, I'd have to go through and find what room that device is in, uncheck it, and then it will remove from that home screen. And so that will be the same with cameras and other devices that aren't directly supported in the Google Home app. So let's see what happens if I uncheck some of these. So there you can see it removed the ones that I have unchecked. Let's go back to edit, add those back in. And then again, it just put them back up there at the top. So it's really cool that we do have a little more customization here on this main page. And so this screen I think will continue to update over time. It's so nice that I now have the option to quickly jump in here, tap that light off that's always on, and so on. And down here, I added a couple more that are dimmable. So we can simply tap on that and it will then turn off that light. But if we hold down, it then just takes us into this menu where we can then adjust what level that is at. Now on the main page, you can touch and swipe and that will adjust the brightness. When you hold down, it will then go into those further settings. Let's go ahead and play some music and see how that works. Hey Google, play my New Jams playlist.
Sure, here's your YouTube music playlist called New Jams.
Awesome. So now here at the very bottom of the favorites page, we see that music has started playing. If I want to pause that music, I have the controls right there and I can then play it again. If I tap on that, it gives me the option to adjust the volume here on the display. I can then control the track, I can skip forward, I can go back and pause. And then down here, it's showing the device it's playing on. So it's currently playing on Brett's Office. If I want to add more devices in here, so let's say I want it to also play on the kitchen display, I can quickly tap on there. It has then started playing on that device as well, and I can turn it off just like that. So it's great, we have quick access to the casting devices available. And then here I have the option to quickly skip to the next song. And here it is playing. And here I can jump into the YouTube Music app to choose different music if I want to. So let's go back. And here you can see the Office display that it is displaying music is playing. And if we tap on there, it's then going to allow us to adjust the volume and pause and play. And yeah, so it's really cool that we have all of those options. Oh, there we can click the cast button and quickly adjust the different groups and devices that it is connected to as well. And we have the option to stop casting right there. So that's really great that that popped up instantly. Let's go ahead and try it with video on our Loft Chromecast. All right, there we have a video playing up on the Chromecast. So there we can see that the video is playing as well. It gives us quick access to pause, play, as well as quickly go to the remote. That's so cool. That's right there. Again, I need to pair it. And then here I have the option to stop casting. And yeah, there you go. So it's great that we have those options as well. So let's stop casting that right there. So I didn't have to jump back to the YouTube app. It just had that stop casting right in the Google Home app. Okay, so I think that covers the favorite portion of the new Google Home app. If I missed anything or need to test anything, let me know in the comments down below. Now let's jump to the Devices tab. So the Devices tab is what we previously saw before when we went into the Google Home app. Here it has every room with every device that is available in that room. So right here, we're in the office. I can simply tap on the device to turn on and off that light. Let's see, I have a few other devices I haven't moved yet. Let's go ahead and move those. So here under yard lights, I have a few devices. So if we tap there, it turns those devices off. Tap again, turns them on. If we hold down, it jumps into the settings. And let's move flood 2. So moving the device works the same way that we've previously moved devices. So you can see all of that is the same. And now if we go to my office here, you can see that I have a display, I have the lights. If I want to adjust the brightness, I now can just simply touch and change the brightness of that light and tap to turn on or off. And then if I hold down, it takes me to the settings where I can then adjust individually. So there you go. Works pretty good. But yeah, we've seen this menu all the same. It's that main favorites that looks very similar. Okay, so we have all those different devices. Looks like I need to organize my home a little bit. Okay, next we have automations. So with automations, this is similar, but we have a few new really cool features. So here we have the option to adjust what happens when you come home or when you go away. So if you leave the house, things automatically adjusting. So here when we tap away, it's then going to give you the option of being able to use Google Assistant to adjust that, or you can simply just have it use the presence of your cell phone. So if your phone is not detected at home anymore, it can then automatically turn off those lights when you are away. So if you want to set this up, I'd recommend coming in here, making sure that your phone is set up and everything. And then you can come down here and add all of your different actions. So you want to turn off certain lights when you're away, or maybe turn on lights when you're away. You have all of those options. And you can do the same for home. And then down here, you have the routines. So these are all the routines that I've created before. Let's go ahead and check out the routines menu. So if we click add, we now have two types of routines. We have household routines. Home members will be able to edit and see these details. So if I create that routine under household, that means my wife can also adjust the routine on her Google Home app as well, because she is a member of my home. And then down here we have personal routines. So only you will be able to edit and see these details. So if you only want certain things to happen in your bedroom or whatever, you would be able to choose personal and adjust those settings. So let's go ahead and choose household routines. And here we have the option to choose what is going to start that routine. So you can have it be a Google Assistant command. You can have a specific time. Here you can have at sunrise or sunset. And then here we have a new option that has slowly been rolling out. But here we have when a device does something. So let's go ahead and choose that. And here we have a bunch of different things. We have the cameras that can do something. We have displays that can do something. Doorbells, fans, grills, lights, locks, outlets, picture frame, all the things are here, which is cool. So let's go ahead and let's say if somebody comes to my door, so the front door, and if somebody rings the doorbell. So if they ring the doorbell at any time of the day, then is what we can have something turn on. So if the doorbell rings, so let's go ahead and adjust devices. And here we have the lost Chromecast. So here it gives us a few options where we can then turn it off or we can change the volume. So here, let's go ahead and adjust the volume and we could turn the volume all the way down. So we can then add that action. So it's nice that we have a few more things. Hopefully we see some more in-depth integration that we can do with these new automations. So then I can call this doorbell lower volume and hit save. And now up here we have a household routine that has been added. And if you ever want to just run that routine, you have the play button right there. And let's go ahead, if we go to add and we go to personal, we then have the previous routine options that we've seen before. So here we have when I say something at a certain time, sunrise or sunset, or when an alarm is dismissed. So then I do want to show you that if you choose, let's just say we want to do something at sunset, you also have the option to choose how much before or after sunset. So I kind of like to do things like 30 minutes before sunset if I want to turn on some lights. And then we can have that it's going to repeat every day, add starter, and then here we're going to add an action. So here we have all of these different actions to go over. Too much to do for this video, but I just want to show you the delay start now has the option where you can choose delay an hour, minutes, or seconds. So let's go ahead and run through something. So let's say you automatically have a light turn on. So we're going to adjust home devices and we're going to have the floodlight turn on. Oh, we're going to have it turn on. And oh, we have a ton of other options. We could have it change the brightness and change the color. And then we're going to add that action. And then let's say we want just a little bit later something else to happen. So then down here we can go to the add action and we can choose a delay. So let's say 5 seconds later we want something to happen. So it adds that little break and then we can go through and have it adjust its color. So we can go to adjust home devices, choose the light, and we can change the color to blue. Add that action, and now you can see that we've turned it on and then we've changed the color. So then a minute later, I could set it to a different color, and you have a lot of cool things that you can do now with these added ability in the routines section. So let's go ahead and save that. And that's pretty much the routines. So if you have questions about that, I haven't covered this much, but we can start covering it now because we have all these updates. And then here we have the activity. So this is going to take all the different devices that interact with your home and give you kind of a breakdown of those devices here under the activity tab. So the first one is I have certain devices that can actually work with Alexa. So it's kind of funny because Google is saying, hey, you can use these with your Alexa. Maybe you don't only have Google Assistant devices. If you do have Echo Show devices and other things, you can have your devices interact with Alexa. So you can click on there to learn more. Here it's showing that it had unfamiliar faces and different activities were seen. Different people came by, and there are all kinds of events for that. So here there's some other things that have happened in my home. I don't need to know about those anymore. So just make sure that you know about all the things that's happening in your home. So it's really great that we have this device tab. And then here it's even showing that there's some Black Friday deals right now for Google Nest products. You can come in here and see all the cool deals available for Black Friday. And then last we have the settings. So this is where we can adjust our home and change how devices work. That previously was on the main page, so now they've kind of moved it back here. So the first thing, you have your home and you have the people that are linked to your home. So if I wanted to add somebody, I can click the plus and I can invite others into my home. Next, you have devices, groups, and rooms. So here you can see all the different devices we have and adjust those. Let's see, if I tap on a device, it's going to take me to the settings for that device so I can adjust those. Or I can tap the little arrow here and it's then going to show this view where it has everything by room. And then if I wanted to add a device, I can add a device right there. And at the top here, you can create and adjust your speaker groups. So there's all of the different rooms that you have. Up here, I noticed you have the add device button. Let's see where else that is. So previously, if you were on like your main devices page, you had add a device up at the top, but now it is actually just right down here. So you can see that big add button. If you click on the favorites, no add button on the home page, you do need to go to your devices tab and press add, and then you can add devices that are directly from Google or other things that work with Google. So nice that it's kind of right there, easy to access. You don't have to go into other menus to get to. So then here you have services. So under services, we can do the same thing. We can see what devices we have that are linked with works with Google. We have the add button there. We have video. So if we want to control what video services are linked to our home, we can come in here and link or unlink devices. Nice to see that that list continues to grow. Then here we have music. And so there you can adjust your providers. You have radio, live TV, podcasts, notes, and other partner connections. So that's where you can see all the services. You can also click the arrow here to see all those. Here we have a bunch of other settings as well. Things that we have seen for a long time. And so there you can adjust all of those. Here again, you have the offers. I always like to check this. Right now it's just talking about Black Friday. Remember back in the day when you bought a Chromecast and it'd give you some cool offer? Maybe we'll see that come back, maybe. Then here we have the public preview. So that is what I'm on right now. If I want to leave that public preview, I can tap the leave public preview right there. And that is a quick overview of the preview of the new 2022 Google Home app. Now, I do like that we're seeing iterations of this app every year and that it's continuing to press little by little. And I'm really excited for the updates that this adds, as well as some of the Matter improvements that's going to be coming over the next few months. So if you want to test out the new Google Home app for yourself, it is slowly rolling out, so it's going to take some time, but you can join the preview by going into the Google Home app, tapping the settings, scrolling down to public preview, and then enabling that. And once it's available for you, it will then automatically update and you will be able to see all the features that I showed off today. So if you have any further questions about this app, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed yet, I'm gonna have a ton of new content coming out soon. So make sure you hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.